Hi there guys, this is Cassandra and I'm a Riffle in Time. I'm so glad you're here. Today I'm really excited to do a VR from the Waves of Your Soul. It is the hashtag Good Mood Decks, and I think it is so fitting that this is the tag I'm doing from the channel because it's really what I always get so much joy and happiness in watching her videos, and I really love that this is the tag I'm doing. So the gist of it is just share all the decks, tarot and oracle, that make you happy and help put you in a good mood, give you some joy. So I have a collection of decks here and I would love to share them with you. You know there will always be repeat offenders on the list, but I am going to start with 2 preventative care decks. So I have 2 decks that I use every day to try to start my day off in a good mood. I've been doing this for a while now. I actually have some of the cards actually separated out. So first, I love to wear my crystal bracelets. So I really am intentional about which stones I'm wearing and why. And I think I don't think I have posted the unboxing. I will be posting an unboxing for this one. Not an unboxing, but like a flip through review kind of shabab. This is the Radiant Crystal deck here. Crystal cards, I believe. Yeah, Radiant Crystal cards. It is gorgeous, and you will see more about this deck in a future video, but it's really great information. It has an affirmation, it has an energy, it even has like a plant to go with it. It's all great. The chakras are involved, everything's involved. It's gorgeous. I love this like lavendery purple. But what I've done is I've separated out all of the wearable crystals I have. So a couple of these are necklaces, but this is one I can wear on my body. I can set my intention for the day by wearing the crystal. So this has really been great at starting me off in a better mental space. It definitely puts me in a good mood because I get to wear them, and I'm really intentional. But also this deck is beautiful. I really like the affirmations. It's just one of those decks that it's like, it's really supporting me. I think that is just as much a part of my daily joy as something that maybe just makes me smile. This is like giving me a groundwork for my joy to play and to encourage it. So next I have these self-care adventure cards. You know how much I love the self-care adventure cards. Would never use another self-care kind of deck. This deck I pull a card from every day. I actually keep it also in this lovely Moonlit Fae bag. It makes me so happy every time I see it. And I pull a card every day for me and one of my best friends. And we do a card a day. So like, do something charitable. So we'll start the day again in a good headspace, really starting my mornings with self-care. Self-care and intention has changed the game for me. So these cards had to be part of it. Now next, I will say that another deck that really helps me and my son is the I Am Adventure card. I Am Adventure cards. I Am Affirmation deck for babies and toddlers. This deck is nothing but good joy, good moods, happiness. Oh, we keep the thank you card in. This is my copy, and it makes me so joyful and happy. I mean, the backs, how can you not be happy? I'm just saying some really great affirmations. My son likes to pick one for me and him. But this is always like a mood picker-upper. Sometimes when we're having a hard time, we just go pull a card and we really sit and think about it. And usually it involves him throwing his cards all around and getting really excited and me repeating them 1,000 times, and boy, does that really change my mood. Next is a deck I go to when, well, always, but also when I feel like I am a little down, and the Gentle Tarot always meets me where I am. And even like cards that maybe are not like best cards in the tarot, it doesn't matter. This deck is just, it's gentle and sweet and beautiful and lovely, and it puts me in such a good mood. I also absolutely love the creator of this deck, so every time I touch it, I feel her love and intention in it, and it just lights my soul. I love this deck so much. This is a deck I would never live without. I mean, but star card. Ooh. But absolutely, without a doubt, the Gentle Tarot is one of my good mood cards. Good mood deck. Every card's a good mood. Let's go next with a very, I think, obvious pick. The Playful Heart Tarot. You guys know how I feel about this deck. This little joy. I mean, how could you be in a bad mood? Just surprise kittens. Surprise kittens. This deck is so bright and beautiful and joyful and playful, and it makes me so happy. Even like darker cards, I just gush over this deck every time I touch it. I'm like so happy to have it. I'm so grateful for this deck. I don't think I could ever get tired of the kind of joy it brings me. It's that childlike joy. And that is why this is my inner child deck. And it's not just like light and fluffy. It gives a great reading. I've had so many emotional and powerful readings with this, but it's always in a happy place. It's a good mood deck for me. It can really shift my mood. I find myself, this is probably the deck I reach for the most when I'm not feeling it. This is one I know that can always bring me up. Another deck, kind of like that, I don't use this one as much. This was actually the deck I used before I had the Playful Heart Tarot. I have the Whispering Spirits Tarot here, and it's still sweet and cute and lovely. Now, I will say that the Playful Heart has definitely kind of taken me away, and like I hate when I always feel so guilty and bad when that happens. But this deck is a deck that I have struggled to shuffle with. It's a hefty deck. It's an oracle size deck, and for a tarot, like I'm doing the max to like hold it. And broken hand we've talked about, it hurts me. I want a mini copy of this deck. I would die for like a small little travel copy of that deck. Coffee drink. Ice. Sensitive teeth. Cute face. Next is just my favorite affirmation deck for myself personally. I love all the messages from here. They really seem to get me. I think this is like the most solid affirmation deck for me. This is like an easy card a day. And it's a supportive one. It's not all fluff, but it feels very genuine and thoughtful and powerful. and it makes me really happy. I love this deck a lot. It means a lot to me. But this is the Self-Love and Healing Affirmation deck. I also have heard it called the Healthy Vibes Affirmation. Now this is in the shop as well. I have not been mentioning that. This is in the shop, the Gentle Tarot. I am the Self-Care Adventure cards and the Radiant Crystal cards are all in the shop. I should be mentioning that. Next is the Practical Magic. The Practical Magic Starter Tarot deck. This deck, I think it's because it gives me such like 90s kids vibes. It just makes me happy. I mean, come on. It's just sweet and cute. And again, all tarot has like its darker sides, but it's something too. It's like there are little meaning, like kind of little meanings on the cards. Like it takes the thought out of it on days where I just don't have the effort. And again, it's a good vibe. It just brings me back to the joy of, this is like, again, 90s collage to me. That's what it reminds me of. This is like what I would have done as a teen. But this deck always is a joy. I love the little bag it comes in. Now I know there are a couple other options of bags, but this is the one I have. It's just like summer fruit. I think most of the bags I have are this one. I have like a couple other. Oh, the Paper Oracle Lenormand deck is also, if you can't tell, one of the things that really brings up my mood is color. I realized that color plays a huge part in like uplifting mood for me. It's like colorful, sweet, and joyful little things. I find a lot of joy from like that inner child place of like happiness, if that makes sense. It helps me step back and shift into the mood I want to be in. I just try to take a step back and stop being so serious, stop being so hard on myself, all those things. Another deck that's kind of that gist. This is another good one when I am like feeling really like it's beautiful. This is the Moon Witch Oracle. This deck, it's again very beautiful, colorful, and it's an easy reader. I feel like I always get good messages with it, and it's a gentle one for me. It's just light, even though it's dark. Like physically the cards might look a little dark, but they just look so feminine and light and sweet and floral and shiny, and I like the messages I get a lot with it when I'm in that space. They seem helpful. Some decks need me to like face the issue and handle it, and like giving me the harsh criticism or whatever it is. And some decks just like, but yeah, it's more of a gentle way. Speaking of the color, I have pretty much the rest of the decks are all that kind of way. They're colorful, or just their images bring me joy. I find that This Might Hurt, though the name might not sound like it's a good mood deck, I find I'm always in a really good mood when I have this deck out. The colors are so, it's just so well illustrated. It's so colorful. I just find myself really able to connect with the cards, and I find a lot of hopefulness and joy in seeing a deck that looks this way. And I think I feel a lot more connected to this deck than I have some others, so like really easy connection, I guess. I wouldn't say like I'm more connected to this deck than others, but I find connection with this deck a lot easier. And the cards, they're just so beautiful. But This Might Hurt is one of them that I will, I'll go to when I'm a little down, a little frustrated, a little cranky, maybe. The Numinous Tarot is also another one. I really do think that color is like the key to my happiness. I absorb so much colorful like joy. This deck is beautiful. It's just one that puts a smile on my face. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the cards. I have a lot of decks that I work with that feel darker, feel heavier, feel shadowy, in a different way. Like, I like to use those decks a lot. Like, those are the decks that maybe I normally gravitate towards for like daily work, normal work. But when I'm in a hard place, these are definitely the decks that I kind of switch over to. The Somnia Tarot is a gorgeous deck. I love that deck. I will always have that deck. But I do find when I use it when I'm in kind of not as great of a space, I kind of sink in a little more sometimes. And so I try to go for... So also I have This Might Hurt and the Numinous Tarot in the shop, and the Moon Witch, if I didn't already say that. The Paper Oracle Lenormand. I think we're caught up. And the next is the Rainbow Heart Tarot. I also have this in the shop, and you can already tell. Like, this deck. This deck! I mean, come on. Look at that. Look at that. I don't even need to say it. I don't even need to say why this deck brings me joy. Even honestly, like the Ten of Swords, like I don't mind getting this. I think it's beautiful and cool, and Seven of Cups. It's just, it's definitely a deck I reach for when I need a little pick-me-up. I really love how colorful and vibrant it is, and I love the rainbow. I do. I love it all. And then finally, I end where I feel like I always end with these two decks, and they're not extra like colorful in like the Rainbow Heart way, but Oak Ash, Oak Ash Ember, Smoke Ash Embers, Oak Ash Thorn. Saying those two together get me in trouble, but these decks just bring me so much happiness and joy. And they might not be always light and fluffy, but they make me happy. These decks are just, they make me so happy. I don't know how I'm holding this so terribly. I'm like literally about to drop it. I'm like, what am I even doing? Have I ever shown cards before in my life? I don't think so. But yeah, these decks, they bring me so much joy and happiness. I could not leave them out. And honestly, that might seem like a lot of decks, but I have at least 3 times that still sitting over there. And I hate getting ice on my teeth. Oh, that hurts. It's not even that those other decks don't bring me joy. They don't make me happy. They can't put me in a good mood. These are just the style, I guess, of decks I really go towards when I'm in a bad mood, when I'm like having a hard time. I want something that's just going to like, if I can get that little half smile even on my face, I can grab onto it and I can turn it around. I just need a little help sometimes to like perk myself back up and like, come on, we can do this. And these decks really do. They do help with that. I really truly stand by that. I try to do preventative maintenance on being happy. When I don't, I feel it. When I don't take the time and pull my cards in the morning, when I don't intentionally set my goal for the day, if I don't get up and open the windows, the day can get the best of me much easier. And when the day does get the best of me, pulling a card is always like a surefire way to like snap at me. And does it mean it always works? No, but it's a high success rate, much higher than anything else. Just grab some crystals and some cards and watch me make magic. Watch me make magic and change my mood and change the energy in the room and every room I'm in. And I love them. So I love my cards because they help me make magic. I love you. Thank you for being here for my rambles. And thank you, Waves of Your Soul, for this tag, because now I just want to roll around in my good mood cards. I love you guys.